fellow Sagittarius friends. My name is Annie Botticelli. Welcome to my December 2019 horoscope report for you. I'm a fellow Sagittarius with you, and I am celebrating our month finally. When the planets get into Sagittarius, they start kissing our Sag planets, making everything about how we are burn brighter. Maybe a little bit to the point of exhaustion, but still accentuating every part of what makes us how we are. So it's a very exciting time. It's birthday time for everyone who isn't a November born Sag. So we're going to talk about all of these things. We've got so much to discuss with it being our time. Finally, this is one of my favorite months of the whole year, not just because it has Sag placements and I'm a Sag, but really for 2019. This is one of the months that has the combination of super sweet aspects, also with open window for moving forward. Sagittarius love action and love activity and love to be all over the place and be inspired and to travel and to move around and to think and connect and do all of these things. So we're going to have a lot of opportunity for that. And also we're going to have a massive chance to ground our dreams to light here. As Jupiter is finally finishing with Sag, it's been a long year for better and worse. Jupiter tends to amplify challenges, but it also can bring benevolence and awesome solutions. But it's been a little bit of a whirlwind, right? Having Jupiter move through our sign is kind of dizzying, and it's been fast-paced. And so now as it grounds into Capricorn, we can get more streamlined with our efforts. We can be more productive. We can bring our big visions to light in a big way and get really organized and have the strategies that we need to do what we need to do. So there's a lot going on for us. The first thing that we have to do to lay the groundwork for this Sag-specific info that we're going to talk about has to do with 3 must-knows for the month of December for everybody. Okay, so I'm just very briefly, just a few minutes here, going to talk about these 3 things to know about this month to be able to help you to be prepared to understand all of the layers of things that are happening now. Okay, so we're going to look at that, and we're also going to look at the sweet dates this month and the challenging dates this month. There are way more sweet ones than challenging ones. So let's look at those pieces, and then we'll go back and I'll show you December charts for Sag, and we'll get into a lot of goods about what Sag specific things we can expect. Okay, so I'm going to give you this quick overview of the general energy of December 2019, and it's really critical to understand this before we start putting in the pieces for your sign, because it will flavor the whole month, and everything that we talk about that's specific for you is going to have these 3 big pieces that are just overlaying everything. Okay, so there are 3 main things to know about December 2019. The first is that we have way more sweet aspects than salty ones. This happened also in November. It definitely flavors the month when there are more sweet aspects than challenging ones. You know, your individual chart could vary, because you could have a challenging time going on in your chart, and then the general horoscopes could be like super sweet, and you could be like, well, the horoscopes are wrong, and they're not. The general horoscopes, your personal charts, are all individual pieces of a very complex total picture. But just talking about the general transits, there's definitely more sweetness this month than there is salty stuff going on. And I will give you the dates for those sweet and salty aspects. Big thing to know about this month, time to get it done. December 9th is when the post-Mercury retrograde transit, Mercury went direct on November 20th, but every day after November 20th until December 9th was this kind of Mercury waking up, changing directions. I kind of see this as like making a U-turn. You know, if you're going one direction, you have to slow down, come to a stop, make the turn, go speed up again. Okay, so this period of time between November 20th and December 9th is like coming back up to speed. All right, but from December 9th through February 2nd is the last major open window of all of 2020. 2020 is a year that is entrenched with inward and backward energy from personal planet retrogrades. Mercury, Venus, Mars, all going to be going retrograde. Mercury will be going retrograde 3 times as usual. And this is just going to be a very internal, with themes from the past type of year. So your time to like push things out in a big way is December and January, and you've got awesome aspects this month to do it. There's a massive Capricorn influence, which is also helpful here, because There are just so many planets in Capricorn, outer planets, the ones furthest from us, inner planets, the ones closest to us. So it's a time to strategize, get things done, get organized, make plans, you know, just like really take the bull by the horns and to do things. There's also the Sagittarius influence, which is going to make a dizzying, busy, you know, all over the place, spiral, spinning out, exuberant type of energy, which is really nice as a counterbalance to this very serious Capricorn energy. So we do have those Sag influences, and those are going to be coming in a big way, bringing some lightheartedness and optimism and fun to this otherwise very, you know, focused time. The third thing to know is that the eclipse energies are really happening now. Okay, I've been talking about these for months before they actually happened, because they can actually show up as major manifestations in months before they happen. But this month we have the December eclipse, which is December 25th or 26th, depending on your time zone. But the whole month, you know, and before December even and after December, major changes. So to see how this is going to affect your sign, very specifically with great detail, watch my November report for your sign. Okay, because in there I talk about all of the details of exactly where you are on the spectrum for your sign, and how that will manifest for you. I did a whole separate video series, a whole 12 set separate video series for the January eclipses. So look for that, you know, look for your sign, lunar eclipse 2020, Annie Botticelli, and you will find these very detailed storylines of how you are very likely going to experience those eclipses, what areas of life are going to be highlighted for you. Okay, now the last thing I want to do here before we get into more specifics with your sign has to do with the sweet and salty dates. Okay, so the sweet aspects, 2nd, 3rd, 8th, 10th, 13th, 10th, 11th, 13th, 15th, 19th, 21st, 22nd, 24th, 26th, and 27th. And I've got them written down here. Okay, the salty ones, 8th, 11th, 13th, 19th, 22nd, 23rd, and 26th. You'll notice some of these are in common. So there are many days this month that there are sweet and salty aspects on the same days. Okay, so you can either, you know, try to align your things with the days that don't have those same things going on, or you can just feel your way through. An aspect happens on a certain day, but our timeline for how we can experience it can be days before or days after. So you just have to kind of feel your way through. If you're like planning a big launch and you're having a crappy day and it's just not, things aren't flowing, maybe wait until everything feels like, okay, 1, 2, 3, now sync up, you know. It's really important for you to learn to feel these rhythms for yourself. I teach you this and give you guidelines, but your feeling your way through is my main goal. Okay, so those are the aspects to note. Now let's look at these juicy details about how your sign-specific energies are going to show up. Okay, so now that you understand this overview for December, we can talk about some Sag-specific things. So the first thing I want to talk about is birthdays. When the sun in the sky gets back to the same point that it was out at in your chart, that is a solar return. Every planet has the personality and has an archetypal energy, and the sun represents creativity and desire and the zest for, you know, just burning bright. So solar return time is a time where wishes can come true. And if you don't have your wishes come true, just keep wishing. Sometimes I get that question. You know, sometimes it takes a while for you to become a vibrational match for the things that you're asking for. So when you're making wishes, you just have to be consistent so that you can go through the restructuring that you need to in order to do what you have to do. Okay, so definitely look for Making Wishes Come True, Annie. And that will be a whole video on how you use astrological power periods, including birthdays, to make your wishes come true. All right, so that's the first thing. The second thing has to do with the fact that we're going to have a lot of representation of Sag energy. And so all of those Sag placements, you know, is this going to be a little bit staggered, but you know, the sun is going to get there, Mercury is going to be there, or the sun is there already, Mercury is going to be there, Mars is going to be there. We're going to have kisses to our Sag placements. So the energy of, you know, burning bright, expression, putting a spotlight on things so that we can see clearly what we need to do. clarity. Mercury is expression, writing, teaching, speaking, all the things that Sages love. Mars is action. So, there's all of these energies that are coming in this month. So I'm using the early degree chart, but all the things I'm talking about right now are true for all Sag placements, okay? So the second thing to know is this energy of Capricorn, just like I mentioned in the general transit. For Sages, this is really grounding for us. It can be a little bit of a bummer sometimes and serious because it puts a damper on our Sag party, but honestly, Sages tend to get overstimulated and whacked out, right? So when we have more Cap energy than Sag energy at Sag time, it's actually really helpful for us because we don't get overwhelmed and paralyzed with possibilities. That's the thing that Sages tend to do. We get paralyzed with possibilities, and with all these Cap placements, it will help us to get very specific and very clear about how we're going to use all those big Sag ideas. Okay, so the next thing I want to show you is the houses that are going to be accentuated. Now, this is going to be a little bit different depending on your placement. So early Sages are basically November born or 0 to 9 degrees, middle around December 1st through 10th or 10 to 19 degrees, and late Sages, this is where I am with you, December 11th through the rest of the sign, or 20 to 29 degrees. All right, so you'll see, if you missed that, just rewind it and go back so that you're clear. If you have your degree, the degree is more accurate than the date frames, but this will be enough to get you where you need to be. And by the way, if you have Sag rising or a Sag moon, this is also for you, equally as for sun placements. Okay, so you can see for early degree placements, second house is just huge, major. For the rest, okay, so middle, you can see there's some representation in this second house. We'll talk about what that means. And for late, not there yet. Okay, so this is why this is relevant here. Okay, so the second house is accentuated for early and middle, but so let's just make our little list here. So the second house, the first house, 12th house, second, first, 12th is for early. We'll talk about what these houses mean. Houses are fields of experience that we have as humans. And when these planets, which are like people, move through and have a party or a congregation in these fields of experience, those fields of experience light up and they become really in the forefront. Okay, so the middle degree friends, we do have some second. We have a lot of first. We also have 12th. We also have 11th. Okay, then late degree, that's early. Let's get these late friends here. Okay, so late, your second house, these things we're talking about are going to be staggered. So more in January, that second house is going to light up stronger for you. Okay, but late degrees have the 1st, 12th, and 11th. Okay. So let's talk about what this means and make a little bit of a different grid here. So we've got 1st, 2nd, 11th, 12th. We have early, middle, and late. Early, middle. Then we have middle and late. And then we have early, middle, and late. Okay. So the first house is going to be lit up for all Sages. And this has to do with reinventing yourself. Birthday time, this time of year is really a time to get clear, to, do your crazy, new hair, new wardrobe, new job description, new way of doing your work, new everything. And it just happens to be that this December, when all these energies are pointing towards reinvention or reestablishment or, really focusing on your identity, your physical body, your health, all of those things is brought into focus this time every year. But when it happens, when there's this beautiful open window for action, it's even better because this is the time, especially, after around December 9th and after, to do your big things, bring your big launches, cut your hair off if that's what you want to do, whatever these drastic things are for your identity, that's the time to do it. Major focus on health. It's a great time for labs, like lab tests, different healing modalities, diagnostics, and even surgeries. So December and January, especially around the 8th or so, of December through around February 2nd is very clear from some of the things that I get concerned about with surgeries. Now, of course, picking a perfect surgery date is more complicated than speaking to it from a general transit perspective, but you know, if you don't have access to take it to that detail, then just know that things will be flowing more smoothly for the most part in these times. So if you have to do something important like that, then that's helpful. Okay, early, middle, and late. So every Sag is also having the 12th house accentuated. This is the Harry Potter house. This is the fear, addictions, the things that, you know, we don't want. This is our imagination. This is our creativity. This is, you know, everything in the attic. So the archives, for better and worse, finding things of value that were hidden, turning something that's not of value, that's hidden, into something of value, like, you know, a genie lamp. You dust it off and now you have wishes, things like that. You know, this is a time to really dive deep into the unconscious mind, and to find the riches in there, for better or worse, and for anything challenging you find in there, to convert it, you know, convert it into something that is supportive and positive. Sometimes it takes a little work. All right. So the early and middle degree placements, and this is coming soon for you late degree placements, you're going to have your money sector accentuated. Earned income, how you make your money, things of material value like expensive items, sustainability projects, connection with the earth, recycling projects, your value as it relates to earning money. All of those things are going to be brought into focus. And for some people, like preparing the way to make more money. So doing something that will make you feel better about yourself, or make you feel, you know, whether that's inner work or getting some education or something that will prepare you to change how you make your income, or to make more income, raises, things like that. December and January are really great for asking for raises. Okay, so you middle and late friends, this already passed for you early friends. You had this recently, and if you're watching this early, this may be current for you like in November, but in December, the 11th house is accentuated for the middle and late degree placements. And this has to do with friendships, networking, connections, internet-based projects. You know, so if somebody says, I want you to meet somebody, you really have to make this connection. Maybe anyone in the spectrum, you know, could benefit from that. But especially with this house accentuated for middle and late degree placements, if someone is like, you really need to talk to this person, or see this practitioner, or look into this, or go to this group, or go to this meeting, or something like that, there's more of a chance for magic through networking at this time. And anything, you know, internet based or social media based is also in there. Okay, so overall, I am very excited about December for everybody. There is kind of, you know, quite a bit of that seriousness of the Capricorn placements, but like I said, you know, some years we don't have as much of that going on. And it can be really, really disorienting and like overstimulating. So I'm seeing it as a blessing, and I'm seeing it as enough Sag energy to lighten and bring optimism and enthusiasm and bigger picture viewpoints to this more serious, strategic, responsible, organized Cap. So this is the time to pull everything together, get streamlined, get a plan, and even implement the plan. So definitely go to my website, anniehelpsyou.com, so that you can sign up for my free email newsletter. And when you do, you will get, remember those dates I gave you, the sweet ones and the salty ones? Well, I give a write-up for my email list, special for them, every month, a month early, all the sweet dates, all the salty dates, what aspects they are, what planets are involved, what signs are involved, and what you can expect from those combinations, plus a little general overview written of the month. You get that delivered to your inbox every month, a month early, when you go to anniehelpsyou.com and sign up for my free email newsletter. It will look like this. And you will also get my 28-day virtual coaching program called Shine for free when you sign up there, plus other free goodies. If you love how I teach and you want to learn, I'm an astrology teacher. That is my main focus. You at anniehelpsyou.com. Besides seeing a massive amount of astrology and other blogs on that site, you can see my astrology apprenticeship program. And if you want to learn how to be an astrologer and make money doing that, I can teach you how to do that. I have people often coming out of my course, even before the course is done, already earning money as an astrologer. So massively comprehensive. If you think my videos are detailed, you should see my astrology apprenticeship program. So you can see that at anniehelpsyou.com. And for written horoscopes by me, a month early, and lifestyle blogs, including an astrology for wellness blog that is massively, again, comprehensive, go to cozybysweetstarlight.com. And these links that I'm giving you are all in the notes underneath the video. So if you click on more, then it will be there and you can just link straight through. cozybysweetstarlight.com. It's such a beautiful site. Just go there even just to see how pretty it is. And the last thing, get my book, Radical Prayer, Transform Your Life and the World in 28 Days, with amazing, powerful, radical prayers, mantras, affirmations that will help you claim the life of your dreams. You can get that on Amazon. You can search for Radical Prayer Annie and you'll find it, or you can go to radicalprayerbook.com. It's an amazing handbook for my fellow spiritual seekers. My husband, B.R. Newman, also has all kinds of goodies, offerings, new things all the time at his website, iamhelios.com, iamhelios.com. I hope you have a wonderful month, and I'll see you next month. Bye!